Hello and welcome to another Un-bendy, inflexible and over 60 session. Here's one I prepared earlier. So this one is going to be more floor based. So it might be something that you do maybe at home after you've been doing some sport. Graham's sport is golf, so this might be quite helpful if you're a golfer, but probably helpful even if you're not a golfer. So to start off with, just do it lie down. And this might be where you first want to put something in. Does your head feel comfortable? Yeah. Sometimes your head feels overstretched. If it feels overstretched, blankets are perfect because you can roll them up and do whatever you want with them. You can make them whatever shape you like. So a couple of blankets you might need as you go along. Yoga blocks are useful, but to be honest, you can get the same with blankets. So to start off with, really simple, just draw your right knee up and hug it into you. So we're now stretching all around the back of the thigh, we're stretching over the knee, and just hold it in to as comfortable as you can, maybe a little bit tighter, just see where you can get it to. So we now want to warm up the hip a little bit. So what I'm going to do is Graham's going to just put his hand on his knee and just open it out. So he's opening it out as he breathes in, and as he breathes out, bring it back to centre. So we're now working that hip joint. Make sure that other leg stays straight down. You can put your hand on your hip just to make sure you're not lifting that hip and sort of cheating and actually rolling to get it open. It's about working within the hip joint. So just opening and closing. If you want to make the other leg active, you just push the heel away of the other leg and that makes it more active. Now putting one hand on the knee and make circles with it. So breathing in as you come round and breathing out as you come over the centre. So now that head of the femur is now getting a nice rotation in one direction. And then a nice rotation in the other direction. You'll very much find one hip is different from the other hip. So once you've finished, you give your knee a hug in, push your leg up to the sky and let your leg come down. And now obviously we do it on the other leg. So this is where you might notice quite a dramatic difference. You might find that this leg comes really close or perhaps doesn't. So have a few breaths first. You might notice if you leave it for a few breaths, and with each breath out, maybe it comes in a little bit closer, maybe not, who knows, give it a go. Then opening it up and bringing it over. So we're working that hip joint. My understanding in golf, you need to have movement in your hips. Don't know, don't play golf. But it's always good. As we get older, all our joints become shrink wrapped, they become tight, and it's really important whether you do sport or not to keep using those joints to free them up. The synovial fluid that's inside each joint, it's like the WD-40 of your joints, and the more you use a joint, the more it'll renew it. It'll give you like a change of oil. You get some fresh come in and clear out the old. So it's really important to use your joints. And a hug in, raise it, and down. Now I don't think I've made Graham do this one before, so there might be some groaning. So what you're going to do is lift both legs up, put your hands between your knees, so on the inside of your knees, breathe in and open the legs wide as you can. put your hands on the outside of your knees and hands on the outside of the knees and breathe out and bring them together. So breathing in and opening, breathing out. A lot of moaning going on down here. Breathing in and open, breathing out and shut. Now, to add a little bit extra in, you're going to breathe in and open, and then you're going to breathe out, bring your head up and look between your legs. And breathing, and lying down again, closing the legs. We haven't finished. Close the legs and repeat. So breathe in and open, breathing out, yep, and back down. Well done. Breathing in and open, breathing out. Last time. Lovely. Let your legs go down nice and with control. Right. So that's just working up the joints a bit, and it works the back of the legs by stretching them. Now if you can come up to seated and roll over onto your hands and knees. Cat-cow is a fabulous exercise. The knees underneath the hips. You need to get your wrists elbows and shoulders in alignment. It's a lovely work on the back. So as you breathe in, you drop the belly down, draw the shoulders between and look up. And as you breathe out, you mushroom that back up. So with your own breath and your own time, breathing in, and see how the belly's dropping, the back's dropping. And there's movement in the pelvis as well, because with every breath in and out, the pelvis moves as well as you're breathing in and breathing out. And then the curve of the spine. So it's a lovely exercise for the whole of the back and the neck all the way up. And then we're drawing the chest through so it works for the shoulders as well. So what we're going to add in now is barrel rolls. So fingers pointing in front, and you're going to move your body in a circle. We call it barrel rolls. So, yeah. So move your body in circles, keeping the arms straight. And then obviously we do it in the other direction. Now comes the cheeky bit. You're now going to move your fingers to point to the side of the mat and do the same. The movement will probably be not quite as big. It's a really good way of working on those wrist joints, working on the knee, working on the hip, working on everything. And just when you thought it was safe, you're now going to point your fingers backwards.
Want to bet? Can't do that.
It might be
Can't do that.
that you need to rest them on something. Graham's not got very flexible wrists at all. So it's fine, just rest it on something. He's still getting some movement in the wrist. Lovely. Now, staying in the cat-cow position, you raise your left arm up like you're opening up a wing. So you stretch your left arm up, and as you breathe out, bring your arm down and slide it underneath and drop the shoulder down. But we'll do that a few times, breathing in and up. Breathing out, slide it underneath. Breathing in and up. Breathing down, slide it underneath, and then you can just hold. Now, do you need a...
No. No, I'm fine.
If I could just demonstrate how you might need a block. You might find a block or a cushion underneath there. So this now, we're getting a nice twist in the spine. The other arm is bent up and supporting. If you feel comfortable and you've got the stretch, this arm can come round onto the back, or maybe all the way around and get hold of your thigh.
Thought we could do that facing the camera.
So we're going to do it. Yeah, we'll bring it around. So now you're getting a lovely twist. You're getting an inversion. You're getting your head down, which is good for you. If you have uncontrolled blood pressure, high blood pressure, or you have glaucoma, you need to speak to your doctor before you do any of these sort of inversions, although they're not massive inversions. I'm not getting you to do a headstand yet. Then bring your arm down, bring yourself up, and now you're going to do it the other direction. No, if you stay there, you'll be looking the other direction. So now this arm comes up, swim it through, so we're opening the chest, sliding through, opening up the chest, opening up the wing, slide it through, and then drop down when you want to. And that arm can stay there, or it can come onto your lower back, or come right round onto your thigh. So we're now just getting a bit more of a twist in. So we're twisting the whole of the spine and the neck, getting a lovely twist. So if you've been using the muscles a lot during the day, this is a nice way of just releasing the muscles, gives them a good stretch. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you may stay in that position. Now, can you step your right leg forward between your hands?
Not very well.
Yeah, that's lovely. Right. Put your hands on your thigh. So we're going to do dragon. So what we want to do now, can that back leg go flat, or is that your funny ankle? This position, you might want something under your knee. We're out in the garden, it's been raining, so it's quite soft underneath. But if you want to, you can put a blanket, or if you've got a yoga mat, you can fold that up a little bit. And now just sinking down into your pelvis. That's it. Just seeing if you can sink down into your pelvis. Now put your forearm on your thigh, there, and see if you can sink down a bit more. Now, I'm not sure Graham can do this, but I'll ask. Can you bring that hand down onto the ground?
This one.
Yeah. Oh, lovely. You can. And then lift that arm up. Lift this arm up.
This one.
Yeah. So we're trying to get a nice twist going in there as well. Lovely. and then bring it back. Now come back up, and now your left hand, put your left forearm on your thigh and bring this arm round. Yep, so we're just getting a twist going on there. Now you can do a prayer twist, so if you bring your hands to prayer, and can you get your left elbow round there? That's it, then you can get more of a twist. If you're feeling really naughty, you tuck in the back toe and you straighten that back leg. No. This one says no. Okay. The easiest way to come out is to put your hands down, one each side of the foot, tuck under the back toes and step into a down dog. So bringing your bottom up, and then the other leg's going to come forward this time. So your left leg will come forward, drop the right knee. And so you might notice quite a bit of a difference with one side to the other. There we go. That's the inflexible leg. So using that blanket underneath allows the ankle to be safely supported, not overstretched. So again, seeing how you manage on this side. So resting your hands on your thighs and just sinking down. You might want to adjust your front foot if you feel you want to get your front foot further away or closer to. It's your body, your stretch. And then seeing if you can slide that hand onto the inside of the foot. So it's your left hand down on the inside of the foot. You can put a block there if you've got a block, if your hand doesn't go down flat, and then raising up your right arm, so just opening up the chest. And it's a bit of a balance as well. If you feel it very wobbly, just move that foot to the side a bit. It gives you a wider base. And then come back and do it the other direction. Put the hand down. No, so it's up you come. Up you come. So put that hand there. Oh, okay. And you can twist there, or that's it. So you're now getting a twist that way, or that's where the hands come to prayer. You can bring your hands to your back or hands to the thigh, and you hook your elbow round. And the idea is to get the thumbs to the breastbone and this arm pointing up. That's the sort of aim. And as you get stronger, more, you might want to tuck into that back toe and straighten the leg, but you don't have to. Don't worry about it. Or falling over, which is it's always good to demonstrate what can go wrong. Right. So coming out of that. And coming to sitting down on your bottom, we're going to go into cobbler's pose. So, cobbler's pose is where the soles of the feet come together and you bring the heels towards your groin. Now, we're all unique and beautiful individuals, and it depends where you get to. Graham's thighs are high-ish up, but generally you're comfortable there, aren't you? Yeah. If you feel your thighs are up and it's really straining, what you do is you just roll up a blanket and tuck it under the thighs so that you can hold it at a point where you're feeling a stretch, but you're not thinking, woohoo, this is going too far, this is going to damage something. But I know Graham's fine like that. So holding onto your feet. For a short time. Holding onto your feet and draw your chest forward, bringing your back up nice and straight. And see if you can draw the shoulder blades back. It's quite difficult when you're holding onto your feet. Now it might be from there, you've got enough flexibility, this is all going to be happening inside the hips, to come forward straight. So with a straight back, tipping forward. So you might not come very far, because what we don't want to do is that. It's another style. We come forward straight. So you should be feeling it, and you might then be able to use your elbows to press into the thighs to get them to drop a little bit further. That's fine. And release. Give your legs a little bit of a shake. Now we're going to go for some back bends, so be very gentle with yourself if you've got any lower back problems. I'm going to give you two very nice ones that are controllable, fairly low, but if you've got any back problems, just don't worry about it, skip it. So if you can lie on your front. So the first one is called the Sphinx. To be fair, to start off with, what you can do is exactly what Graham's doing now. He's just resting his forehead. Well, he's resting his chin, just to be awkward. He was resting his forehead. On your hands or your stacked fists. And you can see he's got a back bend from doing just that. And if that's your back bend, that's fine. All you're trying to do is work safely within your limits, but give them a bit of a stretch as well. But if you feel you can do a bit more, what you can do is the Sphinx is, you put your elbows underneath your shoulders, and the hand palms flat on the ground. That's it. Lovely. He's got a lovely one there. What you don't want to do is sink down, but he's coming up nicely from it. And see how he's got a nice curve of the spine there. The pelvis stays on the ground. Now, if you felt you wanted a little bit more, can you do a bit more? There's the seal. So the arms come forward, thumbs pointing forward, fingers out to the side, straighten the arms, make sure you don't sink in it. Now the lovely thing about the seal is you can adjust it. If that becomes too big, you can come further forward. If you think I can do more, you can walk it back and you can get more of a bend into it. So seal's a lovely one. So coming out of that, coming lying down flat, whenever we do a back bend, we always try and do a reverse. So now Graham's going to go into a child's pose, so he's going to bring his bottom to his heels and come forward. Now there's lots of choices in child's pose. In child's pose you can have your knees together and you can be rolling your body over your knees together. It may be that you've got something like a belly that needs to get in between, in which case you can open your legs and you can allow yourself to come down. Now it's all about getting that curve in the back. So you don't have to open your legs if you feel that that's where you're getting to. It's just feeling that back bend reverse. Now we can also put in a little bit extra. Now, child pose, stay where you are.
I'm going to breathe.
Oh. Your legs a bit wider then so you can breathe. Your arms can be forward, or you can bring your arms down parallel. You can just experiment and see what's comfortable. But if you bring your arms forward, lift your head up, move your arms towards the right, and bring your head down, you're now getting a curve in the spine. So we're adding a little bit of extra stretch. Then raise your head, walk over to the other side, and back to the centre. And roll yourself up. Don't come straight up, just roll yourself up vertebra by vertebra so you come upright. Right, the next one's pigeon. So with pigeon, if you can start off on your hands and knees and bring your left knee to your left wrist. Slide the back leg back. Now this one might be that you do need some support. If you're feeling very wobbly, and you want what's one under his ankle, it might be that you need something under this hip here. Oh, if you feel quite comfortable, you don't feel you're going to fall over, then you don't need to worry about it. But some people do find that they need that. So this is your pigeon. So we start off with a proud pigeon where you walk the hands back towards the hips. So we're puffing your chest up, so getting a nice curve coming up that way and looking up. Yeah, that's fine, no. And then sleeping pigeon, where you just walk the hands forward, getting as far down as you can. It might be that you use your elbows and you rest your head in your elbows, or you stretch your hands out and you can get your forehead down. So that's getting a nice stretch. That back leg should be in alignment, nice and straight out the back, sinking down into the hips. And then if you walk your hands back up, you can add a bit of a twist in if you like, by bringing your hands to prayer and bringing your elbow down to there. So now we've got a little bit of a twist going in. So again, we're aiming for the thumbs at the breastbone and pointing up. And release. Then just to be mean, if you bend the back leg up and get hold of the foot.
Probably not.
Oh, he did! Briefly, that counts. Lovely. And release. Let me take that. Down dog's a good way to get out. Come out into down dog, so lift your bottom up, walk your dog a little bit. And now obviously it's the other leg.
So that was that
Yep.
one now.
You do always have to think about it. No, knee.
I'm kneeling, aren't I?
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that without something like that.
And the back leg goes out. Make sure, have a check that that back leg's going out straight, hasn't gone wandering off. So now proud pigeon, so you walk the hands back towards the hips. So you're raising up, you're keeping your hands on the ground. And then sleeping pigeon, you walk forward. And you, again, this is one that you often find quite a dramatic difference between one side and the other. Graham's doing quite well there, resting his forehead down. And then you can do a twisted pigeon. You come this way, hands to prayer. And then the opposite, this elbow, like it's the other knee, it sits next to the other knee. You can get a bit of a twist in there. And then just to be mean, bend the back leg up and see if you can get hold of it. Lovely, that's getting a really good stretch on the thighs there. This hand can come on, yeah, that's lovely. Super. Release. I'll take that for you. There we go. Walk your dog. Now if you come just seating with your legs out straight. So line twists, really good. You can put lots of things into a twist. If you just lie down, yeah, just lie back from here. I think it's probably right. So you can hug your knees in. Now you can quite simply put your right hand on your left knee, draw them over, and stretch this arm out. Now the important thing is not to allow that shoulder to rise. If the shoulder rises, you're losing the twist. You're merely lying on your side. So that's where you might want to stick something underneath the thigh so that you can get a twist. So that's a simple twist you can do. Amazingly effective. You can, if you like, add in something a bit different. So he's just going to do both sides with that one, then I'll add in the extra one that you can do. Right, so if you cross your right ankle over your left knee, that's it. Now roll towards your left, keeping the shoulders down. So allow that left knee to come over. No, it's a twist.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, does that right foot hit the ground at all?
No.
No.
That's as far as it goes.
But this now, there's a band here, iliotibial band, that gives that a nice stretch. So you might find if the outside of your thighs feel quite tight after you've been doing sport, that's quite a nice one to add in. So you're going to swap over and do it the other side. Dropping over that way. Notice how it's keeping your shoulders down. It doesn't matter how far you get the twist, as long as you're getting a twist. If you lift your shoulders up, you're lying on your side. So that's a nice way of doing it. Lovely. And release. Have a little wiggle. Come up to seated. So again, that's just a selection of stretches you could do perhaps post-exercise. So I hope you've enjoyed it with my Un-bendy volunteer here. And we'll say goodbye. Bye!